Hello and welcome to the best mods for Xbox PC, where we will be looking at some of the best mods to check out each and every single day, or at least that's the aim. There'll be something here for everyone, definitely worth checking out. Use the chapters where you need them. If you do get anything out of this, consider liking, subscribing. It goes a really long way. Appreciate your time. Let's get into it.
First mod we're going to check out, we are going to New Atlantis, where we have a completely new revamped lighting system. This lighting system has been placed pretty much individually. Nearly every single lamp or light source has been sort of revisited or edited, and I'll throw up some comparisons just to give you an idea so you can see the stark difference. So here we have the New Atlantis area to start us off, and it looks exquisite. You'll notice a lot of difference in the lighting, particularly when we do the side by side. We'll get a really good idea. This mod is called Rabbit's Real Lights New Atlantis, and this is by Rabbit Does Stuff. Also, do note I have the pitch black mod on, so it's probably much more noticeable, as the light sources will pretty much be the only light that we'll ever get with this mod. You will note that some lights are still broken, but this one even has the little bits and pieces to show us that it is actually broken and it's going to get repaired. But just zoom in out of this area just so we can get a good shot of all the different light sources, and then we'll compare that to what it's like without this mod and truly get a sense of all the changes that have happened. We head over to the Mass District now. Here we'll get an even greater sense of the scale. So this mod makes the following changes. It adds over 700 plus new hand-placed light sources. So that's huge. When you think about it, they've pretty much combed through this whole area and redone all the lighting, which is a huge task in itself. Think about finding and placing all the individual light sources. Like, imagine if you needed to replace just all the lights on this building alone. But here in the Mass District, you can see the lighting becomes much more realistic, with the light sources not penetrating all over the places, but just having a direct influence over its immediate area. And here is what it looks like, basically looking over at the Mass District. So very, very different. If we compare the two from the base game to this, it's very insanely different. So it's a fantastic to see come alive in such a different way. And quickly, just zipping through the forest area, look how different the lighting looks. Rather remarkable. Certainly changes the feel and look of the atmosphere. And here we have the commercial district. You'll notice this looks starkly different, with the highlighted sign being much more potent and actually very, very vibrant. But the overall look and feel is, again, completely changed and much more realistic. Only a few of the lighting sources being really visible, but with all the actual centerpieces and sort of like nice artwork areas still being nicely lit. So we'll just sort of zoom out of the commercial district and then have a quick look at what it looks like without this mod. And again, it gives you a great idea of the sheer difference it makes. The other thing this mod does is it fixes some of the broken lamps, makes them light up again. It adds some big lights to the landing pad, which we saw really helps for the night. It also adds some little Easter egg scenery in some places. So I think we saw that with the ladder and that broken light, as well as some of this stuff in the water. It looks fantastic. So a really cool lighting mod, bringing a lot of realism to Starfield, in particular New Atlantis. I certainly like these sort of mods. Lighting has a big impact to so much of Starfield, so it's good to see it becoming a little bit more realistic. But let me know what you think. Let's keep moving. This next mod is pretty helpful, and it's kind of crazy that we didn't have this functionality before. And all it is an increased planet map zoom. And all that it does is allow us to zoom in so much closer into the planets, but also allows us to zoom out a lot further, which I think is super helpful, particularly when you just want to like click on somewhere else and travel between that point. So now if we wanted to zoom out, we can click and navigate and actually sort of navigate the system a bit differently. It's a super simple change, but man, it's actually kind of almost required now. How many times have you wanted to go to another location in the same system and you have to sort of zoom out of this view, go into this to travel? Now we can just click on one planet and always have that sort of center point, be able to zoom out and then click on another object, another moon or planet, and head there. It's a really freaking clever mod. It's called Increased Planet Map Zoom, and this is by T-Scale12. So a really simple change, but I think this has quite a big impact, saving us having to go through a couple different screens all the time when traveling. Cool little mod. Let's keep moving. For the next mod, we're heading to the lodge, and we're just going to jump into our room. We need to grab something. And here it is right on the bench in front of the bed, and it's called the Suit of Interior Design, and a cool little gift from me to you. So we'll see what that is. So this is a little bit like of a backstory woven into this mod. So for those that don't know, the Vulture's Roost is pretty much like an abandoned mining settlement. It has a strong presence of the ecliptic on there. But in any case, this is like a little bit of a backstory for this mod. So we picked up these two items, and let's have a look at the Suit of Interior Design. And don't we look fancy? Here we go. So we have a +10 persuasion. Now that we've picked up the goods and we've equipped the suit, we are going to travel. So we're going to open the star map and go from Alpha Centauri to Jafar. And we're looking for Jafar 4. So here we are. We've located it and you'll see the Vulture's Roost. So we're going to head over here. Cool. And here we are. We discovered the location. And the first thing you'll notice is that we can completely decorate this whole area. This has basically become a player's home or an outpost where we'll be able to pretty much customize this to our heart's content. So decorating, mission boards, workbenches, you name it, we're going to be able to sort of sort this place out exactly how we'd like. So notice there'll be plenty of spaces where it will allow you to build and set up the outpost the way you want. Cool thing is we also will have our ship terminal here too. If we need to build a ship, we could do it here too. Another cool thing about this location is that you do have a little jail here that you could technically use with other mods to sort of to roleplay or to put your bounties in. So that's pretty freaking cool. It comes with its own little jail. And of course, the cool thing is you'll be able to build in this whole area as well. And this area is just over to the right up in this building here. And unfortunately, my NPCs are all messed up. But here we have 2 custom vendors. So here we have Jackknife, where we're going to be able to purchase some pretty cool weapons. Noting that all these are advanced, so very potent. We've got a superior ecliptic assassin spacesuit, which glitched out for me, and heaps of cool other bits and pieces. There's also a couple NPCs around here too, and sometimes do note that the shop vendors may not necessarily work, so you might have to sort of load in and out. In some instances, they might not spawn correctly either, so just keep in mind they're a bit temperamental, a bit hard to work around that. But we have this huge bar area, and again, we can completely decorate this to our heart's content. And zooming out, you can see this whole area is so all these little rooms and everything you see here can be decorated and are for you to call home. So you'll be able to go through this whole area, sort of explore it, make it your own, but you end up with this huge area to call home. We also have this other huge area to build upon too that has a few of the different type of robots that are available. They sort of just hang around here. You'll have no shortage of space with this mod. Completely changing the Vulture's Roost into a player's home. This is one incredible area too, built into a huge rock face overlooking this crazy site, which is pretty damn unreal. Has amazing lighting. You have everything you need. You'll get access to your ship as well. Now, there is one thing I missed, which is there are 2 shipbuilding terminals. I found one. I didn't find the other, but just note there is 2. Also, do note there are sometimes that ecliptic will spawn. And just before we go, a few things we should note is if you did come here on a large ship, do not use this first terminal to edit your ship. It can cause bugs or glitches. You do want to find the second terminal, which if you find it, let us know in the comments because I got a little bit lost. I couldn't find it. One more thing to note though is that you can't have crew stations here. You will need another mod like Outpost Anywhere to work around this, which at the moment is only available on PC. Alternatively, there's quite a few mods we've covered that just spawn NPCs, and that will also work and fill up some of the space. Terrific mod, giving you the ultimate Vulture's Roost with shipbuilder, robots, NPCs, vendors, and it's completely cleaned and ready for you to build on. Awesome mod. Let's keep moving. For this next mod, we're heading to Neon Security HQ, which is located on the side with Astro Lounge. And here we are in the Neon security room. And all this mod does is make some simple changes just to adding doors into the secured room, giving a little bit more realism, as well as adding some uniforms, which are some of the Neon security uniforms and helmets. We've also added some weapons that you'll be able to pick up, but basically a pretty small change, just adding a door to this area and a few little bits and pieces just to make the immersion a little bit more lifelike, as it was always a bit strange how you would just have this area opened with no doors. So it does make a little bit more sense now. They've also added a few Neon security uniforms to the locker area just so you can use a little bit more realism. So a small change overall, but could be a cool way to come into here and get some of the uniforms as well as a ton of contraband, and all this stuff will reset too after a few days. And here we have some of the weapons that were added, and I can't see the Neon security because of my silly bug. If anyone knows how to fix this, so many of my NPCs no longer have clothes on. Be cool to fix that. A little bit more realism to the Neon Security HQ. This one's done by the Mick 773 and it's better Neon Security HQ. So before we leave Neon, we're going to come out the lift or the spaceport or just walk behind this area and we're going to find this chest right here. It's called the Suspicious Box. You will need a master key to unlock it, so keep that in mind. However, after unlocking it, we're going to find quite a few little cool goodies. Here are some of the cool things we get. We get this amazing Hitman suit and tie, love it. We also get the Requiem suit, which is the white version, looks unreal, very nicely detailed. We also get a little bit of a note, and the cool thing is we get these 2 awesome Hitman pistols. Now the key thing to note about these suits is it comes with a 25% harder to detect, whereas the Requiem will allow you to have medical items restore 5 plus 5% health. When it comes to the weapons, you have the awesome choice of a black dark baller pistol or the silver, both coming with that awesome looking suppressor on there. But the cool thing about the pistols is that there's probably quite a lot of the modded upgrades we see from other guns that could be potentially available to upgrade on this, but it will come with all the standard upgrades that you're accustomed to, including a large magazine, giving us a mag of 18, as well as for the muzzle, we have the suppressor, compensator, and the short suppressor. Same applies to the silver baller, keeping in mind that the magazine and battery components are pretty much standard, but we do have the option for a tactical grip as well. So what would be a really cool idea is to grab this mod before doing the mission all that money can buy, where you have to do lots of stealth, because this would be perfect for that, because with the silencer and the perk to make it very much stealth, you'll have an awesome chance of getting through that mission and having a lot of fun just doing it in stealth. The weapons themselves perform pretty well. Now I'd suggest you could also opt in to get legendary effects on them, using some of the various other mods, making these very potent stealth weapons, but an excellent mod giving you some really sweet ass suits, as well as some brutal pistols to go along with it, allowing you to fulfill your Hitman dreams within Starfield. Let's keep moving. This next mod is mind-blowing, but do note it is not available on Xbox just yet. It will be coming, just give it some time. All we need to do is go to a ship mechanic and go modify our ship. This is going to work whether you're building a new ship or just making a few modifications. What we can do is we'll just make a change to this ship. Then once we're happy, we're going to go escape. We're going to go accept. And then we're going to have this crazy pop-up menu saying preview space interior. Yes, that's right. We're going to be able to view our ship, what it looks like from the inside without even moving. So we're going to hit yes. So all we need to do now is exit the ship builder, and then boom, we're going to go straight into a loading screen, and we're going to be inside the ship. So now we can go and view it just as we normally would like, have a look around, open all the doors, and once we're happy with the layout and how it all looks, all we need to do is go into our menu and it will say return to the ship builder, and we can go yes. What kind of wizardry magic is this? This is so unreal. So now we can easily view our ship without having to do that little process of exiting, running over to our ship, checking if we like the layout or if the doors are working how we think, all the ladders, none of that messing around. Now we can do it so much faster. And now that we've done that, we're back in the builder. So we can just go build, we can go add, let's just duplicate this part, click it back, and then we're happy with the changes that we've made. We can go exit, accept. So we're saving the ship, and then here we are again. We can go and preview the interior, or we can just go no, which will just continue the normal process of exiting the ship technician. But if we do want to go back, we can just hit yes. Then we exit the ship builder, loading screen pops up again, and here we are on our ship. Isn't this unreal? Certainly jumped the gun with this mod. This one is called Preview Spaceship Interior, but this is by Reality IDR. This mod only exists on Nexus for now, but do note it will be coming to creations at some point. So all the Xbox users, you'll be able to look forward to seeing this functionality. So certainly worth keeping an eye on now. And it's just such a magical mod, saving so much time. So cool to see this. And again, we can just go tab, turn to the ship builder. We can go yes, or we can even just go no, right? If we hit no, it's just us back on the ship as normal. And from here, we can just go take off and continue the mission or go into space, whatever you'd want to do. But then you would have to go to the ship builder to kick this process off again. Freaking unreal. Love this mod. Great to see. Let's keep moving. Here we're going to check out a paid mod called Tiny Reasons to Explore. And this is from the same mod creator who gave us the Star Shard mod. The creator's name is Ravageron. And the reason I like the idea of this mod is that it adds 29 new small unmarked locations that you can discover while exploring all the various ground locations. Now, I don't know if this will spawn on moons or what planets or what the conditions are, because there's not a lot of details sort of given. Just like a lot of the paid mods, they're kind of a bit sparse on the details. But here is a cool example of one of the locations that you can find. And here is another location, I believe, that is a part of this mod. So there's quite a different variety. They're all very small, but they add little bits and pieces to explore and to interact with. In this case here, we have the Trade Authority kiosk, where the vendor has 5,000 credits, where we could sell some of our equipment or some of the loot that we found. Cool thing is there is 2 kiosks, so you'll be able to do it twice, getting a good amount of credits. And here is another location we're just looking at, and we got a chest here where we can find an Argos extracted jumpsuit and a Settler's comfort wear. So some pretty random items generated within these chests that spawn at some of these points. The other cool feature about this mod is that it adds the Star Shard system into some of these points of interest. So if you're not familiar with the Star Shard, you can find these very rare locations where we'll be able to activate this crystal and we get a free perk point. So here's another location. This one has all the contraband, so pretty unsuspecting, but it does have a little pharmaceutical little workbench there. And here in the chest, there's a jackpot. So much contraband found in these chests, so that's pretty nice. Tons of it. And the pharmaceutical lab is also working. Here we have another location. Now these locations are a little bit more interesting because they have some cool things that they do, which is quite relevant to the DLC that's coming. This one here is a Varun Altar. So this is going to temporarily boost XP or abilities such as no fall damage or no oxygen consumption. So basically it's like a power-up station. So if we go into our status effects, we can see here, this is what we currently have. It's not looking too good. However, if we exit and go pray to the altar of Varun, you've been blessed by the Great Serpent. We get this cool little effect around us, which looks awesome. And if we go into our statuses, we have Kiss of the Serpent, which lasts for a full hour, 5% XP gain. So a pretty cool and interesting location that pretty much adds like a little boost to you. The no fall damage would also be very interesting, and the fact that it lasts for an hour makes it pretty damn valuable. So that is the Varun Altar. A quick note, if you're trying to find all these tiny reasons to explore or all these new points of interest, you'll generally always find them around these locations, the structures or points of interest. They're generally surrounding them. You don't tend to find them randomly in the wild. They're generally surrounding nearby structures. Here is an interesting one. This one appears to be some sort of Crimson Fleet little point of interest that we've been able to discover. Now, it's sort of spawned a bit strange, half of it sticking into the ground, but here we can actually access a Crimson Fleet kiosk. So basically another vendor we can sell some stuff to. So that's another interesting little point of interest. Here we have a very pretty looking point of interest, a part of the mod, and this one is most likely going to grant us some quantum essence. This location stands out because you'll be able to see these tall flowers sticking out. So even some of the densest and highest trees, even a part of mods, these should still sort of be able to find reasonably easy due to the nature of these. So we're going to go up to the crystal, and you can see here it's a crystal of power. We're going to absorb it. Oh, it's gone, and that's going to grant us some quantum essence. So that's another nice little touch about this mod, giving us quantum power through this point of interest. Here is another interesting one. We've got another Crimson Fleet little location, and this little robot was sticking in the ground and we needed to press activate. So you can see here we got a barely functioning Model S. So if we create activate, so let's have a look what we got from it. So here we have a Model S core that we are able to equip. So let's see what happens if we do. Oh, okay, mad. It actually resurrects a Model S. It's alive for 5 minutes. Oh, neat. Okay, this is pretty cool. So this thing's going to follow us around. What? That's pretty cool. Hell yeah. So we've got a Model S robot. It's only alive for 5 minutes, but that's a really nice little attribute of this point of interest. Here we have another tiny location. Let's have a look what it's got. This one has the blue lab outfit. So we've found another strange crystal. So this should give us another boost. So we'll use that. Your junk suddenly feels lighter. Oh, that's cool. Okay, so now we've got a cool ability and we got the little automation. We go into our person and check some of the effects. You can see here we've got the defective Model S, also has a timer as well. Freaking awesome. We've got the Kiss of the Serpent, which gives us the XP gain, and Sworn to Carry Your Burdens, which increases our carry weight for 29 minutes. So the cool thing is you can stack all the different abilities from the Varun altars. Here we have another tiny point of interest, but this one is a Reliant Medical. So this is going to be interesting. Let's have a look what it does. This has 2 Reliant Medical kiosks where we can purchase a bunch of different medical items, and there's quite a lot. So heaps to purchase from here, all the different various aid items you could almost want. That's pretty unreal. Cool to see this as a part of it as well. Here we have another cool little location. This one is going to give you some helium or fuel. So we can go up to it, see how we got some helium in the tank here. So a cool little location just with a little bit of the good old stuff. But there you go, you get the idea. This is actually rather an incredible mod. Now I know it is paid, it's 300 credits, but it certainly adds a nice amount of variety to your exploration. I really enjoy mods that encourage you to get out there and explore more. So this is a great little addition. Cool to see such variety too, and getting buffs. And there's some other really cool locations I wasn't able to find, particularly the Star Shard locations that give you a skill point, as well as the Terramorph nests with eggs. So there's some other really cool ones to check out. A lot of cool exploration, and this mod will certainly get you out there searching the universe for these points of interest. The other thing to note is that these will not appear on your map. Few of them may appear as structures on the map, but outside that, you really won't be able to find them that way. You will have to go out and look for them. Let me know if you find a Terramorph nest with eggs. and if there is a Terramorph there or what happens. But some really cool, unique points of interest. Certainly enjoy this mod. Awesome. Let's keep moving.
Thank you very much for watching. If you get anything out of this, consider liking, subscribing, commenting. Let me know what you think about some of these mods. You can let me know what mods you'd like me to cover, or if there's anything on your mind, just drop it in the comment. Thanks again, and peace.